Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Vidyashorts BuzzCast this week. I'm your host, loldbz, and here's Ghoulston.
I'll savor this.
I think we're going to all savor this tonight. We have a lot of good things to talk about tonight. A lot of things happened in the past week or two.
Don't lie to them.
Oh, no, it's a lot to talk about. Why? We got all this kind of news from Pokemon.
Ooh.
Again?
Never ends.
Street Fighter V? Again?
That also never ends.
It doesn't. They're good things to enjoy.
Absolutely.
Street Fighter V and Pokemon
They both kind of hit different ends of the spectrum of games. You got an RPG that's kind of slower paced, and a fighting game that's much more fast paced. Although I guess they both qualify as an esport in technicality. Both can be played competitively.
Yeah, you could say that. But they're completely different games. I really like Pokemon because they're really, really good games to stream, I found. And wouldn't you know it, I just started a stream myself. Pokemon Black version. As promised, a challenge run. And challenging it has been. It's going to be something we're talking about today. And you inherited a piece of ancient technology.
And I'll be glad to talk about that. And we're also going to be taking questions via Twitter.
All right, so let's kick it off with the stream I just did last night. Pokemon Black version. We started around, 8 o'clock sharp? And,
yes.
And immediately, on time, had some technical difficulties, which persisted, actually, because other ones came up. So at first, my sound wasn't really working. I switched from OBS to OBS Studio. OBS Studio lets me do a lot of cool scene transitions that you might have noticed in last night's stream with updating the Pokemon and the badges and stuff. But I had a couple snags with the setup that I didn't realize were lacking. I did a test stream on Street Fighter a few days before, and there were no issues. But it turns out it was a little more complicated than that. There were some stereo sound issues and some sound settings that weren't carried over to the next scene, but in the end, we got started, and the run itself is, as many of you know now, a kind of a minimal run where I'm not allowed to heal my Pokemon at Pokemon Centers or utilize the box healing, I guess, which I didn't know existed until that night. And this just creates a run in which your Pokemon are losing their ability to do anything because their PP's going down. And also because you can't have to save the PP that they have. I don't know how many times I can say this. Talking about PP all night, but
PP Township.
The more because you need to savor this PP, you can't really grind with your Pokemon. So it's going to make things a lot more challenging, and eventually Pokemon are going to become useless and have to be thrown away. And because the act of putting them in the box and taking them out of the box serves as healing, I can only take things that I catch out of the box. If I put anything in the box, it is dead, essentially, per the rules.
So you're saying that grinding can hurt your PP?
Yes, grinding does hurt your PP.
Gotta be careful when you're grinding.
Yeah, we found that last night. We had our dog. We were grinding our dog's PP, and it went down pretty hard. So it did level up, but it didn't learn. It didn't learn how to. What was it? What was the thing I wanted to learn? It was supposed to learn like rile up or something, but it learned helping hand. No. Right now we have two dogs I can pick up, and pick up is really good because in the end goal is that the Pokemon will start picking up ethers, which will give us PP.
Oh,
that's a long time. That's a long time away. And keeping
it's a big plan.
Yeah, keeping that dog around for that long is gonna be hard because eventually it's just gonna be useless. It just struggles to death. You can keep the dog alive. It'd be a lot of money.
Yeah, just keep it in like 6 slot.
Well, yeah, but you can. There's no rules against reviving the Pokemon and healing them, but keep in mind throughout the entire game, all my heals come from money. So eventually, I'm gonna have to start doing like, do I want this dog to live or not? You know, I'm probably gonna have to start putting Pokemon down a lot. Unfortunately, this is how it is. Because once you put them in the box, they're not coming back. So
it's going to be interesting to see how you juggle all that.
Yeah, there's like a kind of macroeconomics aspect to this run, and a lot of consideration and a lot of thoughts and turmoil and stuff. You're going to have a lot of hard decisions. Say goodbye. So the dog Pokemon, what is it called? Lillipup, is actually pretty formidable to kind of like use as a Pokemon for this run, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. It's a normal type Pokemon. Tackle is stab, so it gets an effective 75 power from it, which is 35 PP move. And it hits pretty hard. It has a pretty good attack, although it doesn't take many hits. It's a pretty good throwaway Pokemon, but also it gets the pickup ability if you get the right roll. So not only that, but because you need to be using potions and these resources, it can kind of help offset that. I even got a hyper potion last night as my first.
Pretty early.
Yeah. I mean, it's too early. I think it heals like 200, which is not going to happen anytime soon. But I'll hold on to it. Your max
health is like 30 something, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, Peaches said I could sell it for 3 regular potions, but no.
Ooh.
No, I'm going to save it. I'm going to need that.
Yeah, you may as well. I mean, it's not like you have a capacity on your backpack, do you?
No. I mean, for the stack, I need 99 hyper potions, and then it starts another stack. So, I wouldn't even consider that. But so far it's been a pretty fun challenge. We're realizing a lot of things that are going to become even more challenging as time goes on.
I have 2 questions for you about some hotly debated things that were voted on by a chat.
Yes.
Since this is one of your Pokemon runs, you've done a few in the past. You've always gone with a girl character.
Yes.
And this is your first boy.
Yes, but it's also my first challenge run.
It's true. I guess that makes sense. What are you trying to imply here?
Nothing. I'm just saying, everything has to be the same because it's in some respects, everything's different.
No, that makes sense. So it's first time with a boy. We named him Repeat. I believe I can't remember some of the other suggestions, but we went with Repeat because you found a Pokemon in the old save from Trainer Hope. Mm-hmm. The only one named was Mini Pete.
Yep. There's a little, like, what was it? It was that little flying squirrel. Yeah, Emolga. It was named Mini Pete, and we kind of like took a shine at that Pokemon because it was the only Pokemon that had a nickname. Hope had 35 to 36 hours into the game. She was the file that resided before mine. I bought this game like 3 or 4 years ago. This file started July 3rd, 2011, and according to the save data. And she hadn't beat the game. She got 7 badges, and out of 8, I believe. And she had her Snivy. What the hell is it called? I don't know. The second evolution of it.
Oh, Superior?
No, is it? No, it's not. Is it? Was it?
That's one of them.
Well, who cares? Anyway, second evolution of it, level 35. And so we freed all our Pokemon. Then we leveled that one up till it was a Superior, and then caught one Pokemon, and then let it go, the Superior. So we closed that file.
Be free.
And apparently nearly started the game without realizing that you couldn't save unless you deleted the first Hope's save data using an out-of-nowhere button combination at the start screen. It was the only way.
Like select down and B or
something
like that?
Yeah, something like that. It was
I don't even know how you can hit like those buttons.
Right, B and select. It's very awkward. I guess it's to prevent accidental deletion.
Yeah.
But the thing was, we were about to like play for hours and then try to save and have that happen. I would have probably learned pretty quickly that, but it was still a waste of time.
Yeah, shout outs to Fanattack for alerting you very loudly and vocally.
Yeah, I'm glad for that. That saved us a lot
Thanks,
of time.
Fanattack.
Yeah.
But the other controversial thing is that you selected Oshawott, who you named Water Bear. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's controversial so much as it's just a lot of people seem to disagree with your choice, even though at the time it was the voted on option.
Yeah, I don't understand. How could that be?
You kind of, I guess people just didn't show up for election day and then complained about it.
Didn't what?
Will continue to. They didn't show up for election day.
Oh well, I mean, you gotta show up for the stream. I mean, you can't get your say unless you show up. But it really doesn't matter because the starter is not like pretty much all Pokemon I have now are going to become useless very soon. So
they're running out of PP.
Yeah, the starter in this game, people need to realize, isn't really that significant. It's just not going to get very far. I'm going to have to keep catching Pokemon that are at a different level. Like, there's just no other way. There's no way.
It's unfortunate,
do
but
the math.
It has to go at some point.
Yeah, so.
But I think everyone would have rathered the pig or even Snively.
I don't know. Peaches was saying some bad things about that Pokemon.
The Snively?
Yeah, we already let it go. We couldn't catch it again.
I guess that makes sense. Has to let someone else find it. it
some people wanted the pig. It was pretty neck and neck, but I don't know. It was majority rules, unfortunately, or not unfortunately. That's just how it is. I don't know. If you want it to happen, then be there. And besides, it doesn't matter in this round.
Gotta be there to interact with the stream.
Exactly. Yeah. So next time, definitely show up. That way, you can get your say. There's plenty of names to go.
At 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Every Wednesday, henceforth.
Until completion. Or Sun and Moon. Whichever.
I'm streaming Sun and Moon too. As soon as it comes out.
Maybe you can just do both.
Yeah, I guess
You'll confuse the shit out of yourself though. You're like, I thought I caught this thing. Where is it? But you did get one badge. So
I did, yeah. So it's possible.
You're right there.
Yeah.
And honestly, the first hour is like technical difficulties and exploring the hope of the past.
Yeah, and adjusting things. Yeah, it was a lot of time there. And we actually streamed pretty late. I was pretty tired today because of that. I was like, it's only midnight. I'll just do this one thing. And then it was like 1:30, and I'm like, oh my god, I hate myself. Fortunately, I had to get up too early, but tomorrow definitely. So, oh well. We'll see you guys next Wednesday for that one. But speaking of 3DS things, which I streamed with last night, by the way, the 3DS.
Your fancy 3DS capture card?
Yep, from Japan, Tokyo, actually.
They call it Nippon.
Yeah, over there. They just can't get that J out.
It's too hard.
It's hard. It's a hard J. So, what did you get? And how did you get it? What did you do? What did you do to get this thing?
About me?
Yeah.
Well, I, Ghoulston, have expressed my desire to acquire a 3DS, especially in these coming times with Pokemon Sun and Moon in the forefront. And our kind community member, Testatorone, also known as Tater, had an extra 3DS that was broken. And since it was broken and he didn't have any use for it anymore, the friendly feline sent it my way and let me have it. No charge. Told me happy birthday, because my birthday was like a month ago, and I guess that's,
It was your birthday month.
Yeah. Very nice of him to do that. And I, immediately took it apart and, whizzed some canned air and isopropyl alcohol and all other sorts of little tricks, cleaned it up, and it works. So, I have a working red 3DS. And since I have one now, I decided to get the game that I was most excited for, that was shown off and actually released during E3, Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix. I don't know why, but I love Rhythm Heaven. It's a really fun series. The only, I think the first game I played was Fever, because that was on the Wii. And the first game that I ever tried out was a demo for Rhythm Heaven on the DS. But before the game could come out, my DS broke, so I never got the chance to play that. And then once Fever came out, I loved it. It's one of my favorite Wii games. I highly recommend it if anyone doesn't have a 3DS but has a Wii. But I decided to get Mega Mix, and what Mega Mix is a combination of mini games from all three Rhythm Heaven games plus some new ones. And I've only had it for I want to say 5 days, and I've already beaten the game. I love it. Super fun.
100%?
Yeah. I beat it. I didn't complete.
Oh, okay.
Completing that game was really hard because you have to perfect every song in order to complete it 100%. And that would mean the perfects don't like happen whenever. You have to like wait for it to show up in the game, so you have to keep playing it, keep just doing little missions here and there in order until a chance to perfect a song comes up. And also, it gets really gosh darn hard towards the end. I think like Fox was saying, our very own Ambassador Fox was talking about how he didn't like the game because there's one minigame called Lum Bear Jack, Lum Bear like the animal Jack, where there's like cats in the background, but they like move around like noodles, like their whole body like stretches back and forth. If you look it up, it's like really weird, and he doesn't want to play the game just because of that. Huh. And that minigame's in there like 3 times. Like it just gets harder, and the cats go faster each time. So it's really creepy. But my favorite minigame from it is probably this one. It's just called Kitties. It's like this big band thing where like cats just like show up, and every time the third cat shows up, you just have to press the A button twice to make them go clap clap. So it's like bow 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 clap clap. And it's like I don't know. It's just something about Rhythm Heaven is just so whimsical and fun. It's so ridiculous and silly. But to like go opposite of that, there's a minigame in there called Blue Bear. And it's probably like the most depressing thing I've ever seen in a video game, because there's just this bear. And the premise of the rhythm game is that the bear is sad, so it eats. So like he squeezes a bag and you have to eat the donut or the piece of cake, timing based on when he squeezed the bag. But like the whole time, at the top of the screen, he's like thinking about his girlfriend he loves. And then like halfway through the song, you just see like a heart break and the girlfriend disappear, and then the bear starts crying and he starts eating more. And I'm like, oh my god, this is so sad and fucked up. I'm literally forcing this depressed bear to eat to forget his sorrow. Wow. I hated it.
That's like that one song in Elite Beat Agents, except you're like killing the dad or something.
The dad dies and Christmas isn't the same ever again. Yeah, it's so messed up. I mean, at the very, very end, it's like it turns out to be a dream, but like it's still like the saddest dream ever. I hated being a part of it. But that's pretty fun. I'm looking into other 3DS games to get. Not now. I'm obviously gotta save up money, but maybe aside from Pokemon Sun, of course, or Moon. I don't know which one yet. Probably Moon. Not sure what I want to get. I've heard good things about Box Boy. Of course, Super Mario 3D Land is a hot title. Perhaps maybe Ocarina of Time 3D or Majora's Mask 3D. But I'm not sure. I'll have to look into what's hot. Maybe Sonic Chronicles, the Sonic RPG game. I hear that game's good.
I don't have that many 3DS games, honestly, when I think about it.
Really?
Played Pokemon X. I played Monster Hunter. 3 and 4. But I mean, those are kind of, again, niche games as far as, I don't know if I'd tell you to get it or not. Although you definitely get a lot of time out of it.
What about Link Between Worlds?
Yes,
I forgot about that one.
That one is one I'd recommend. Although really easy to 100%.
Well, that's not bad though.
No, it's not much. There's not much depth to it. Like after you're done with it, you're done with it. There's no going back, basically, in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
But that doesn't mean it's a bad game or anything. But
I actually prefer a shorter experience.
Yeah, in reality, you can just borrow it from me and you'd be done with it. I haven't played it since I got it, but I played the shit out of it when I got into it. It was on the back burner for months, and I was at home. I was like waiting for something for like school stuff to see about work stuff, and I just had all this time on my hands, and I just played it for like 3 days straight. So it's one of those games.
Honestly, if I borrowed a game from you, the first one I would want to borrow is Order of Ecclesia, just because I already played the other 2 Castlevania DS games. I really like those a lot, so why not go for the 3rd?
Yeah, you can give it a whirl.
You can borrow our Dawn of Sorrow, my favorite one. We can trade. Yeah. Wowee.
Yeah, I got all the games.
But, I'm finally aboard the 3DS train. Happy to be a part of it. Looking forward to it. And, I guess the best part of all of it is that I will now be able to officially hop aboard the Sun and Moon train. I've just been an observer for the past few months, but now I can officially say that I will be getting in on it this November 18th. So, as every time we do a BuzzCast, there's always more news. They just never stop. It's overwhelming to an extent, almost. But what is new in the world of Pokemon Sun and Moon?
So, in the newer video that we got, we saw some information on two, I don't know what you call them, a monkey and an ape.
Orangutan?
Pokemon. Yeah, apparently one's a little simian Pokemon, which has a rugby motif. Seems okay. Although I want to say its ability, which is unique to it, kind of sucks. So, it does raise some questions though. So basically, what it's like, pass or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. He inherits the ability of a Pokemon, fallen ally Pokemon, in a double or triple or whatever battle. So what happens? All right. Well, I mean, let's say, so in the video he got levitate, and then he couldn't be hit by ground moves. Great. Okay. Whatever. But what happens if a Ditto faints? Does it get like, because there is an ability of Ditto that makes it so it auto transforms into whatever it's facing.
Ooh.
So would this monkey be able to transform? Should it inherit a Ditto's ability to transform? I just think that would be interesting. I don't think that would be good.
But I hope it does.
Seems neat. There are probably some setups you could make with this Pokemon, with that. But I mean, at first, at a glance, it kind of seems dumb. But it really just depends. And then there's the ape-like Pokemon, or no, orangutan. Sorry, and that Pokemon has an ability to instruct, which seemed to had an ability, or I guess that's probably, I don't know if that's unique, but anyway, had instruct, which basically, for whatever reason, in a double battle, made the Pokemon do the same move it did again, or do whatever move it wanted to. It's possible that he can choose to make the Pokemon attack again, the ally Pokemon attack again, and use maybe the attack that he wants. That would make it instruct make sense. But it seems kind of dumb, because he's just duplicating a move and not using his own. I don't know. And he has the ability to telepathy, which made it so that he didn't get hit by another Pokemon in double battles. I don't know if I like double battles and triple battles and all that stuff. Seems like it kind of muddles the whole situation, but I think they're going to be pushing that a lot in this game. So I might as well get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've dabbled with the double battles in Diamond. I never had a problem with them, but I always forgot it was like a thing until it happened again.
Yeah, and there's like all these abilities and stuff that are like centered around it, and I just don't like those abilities because they're not universal. I don't like non-universal things. Like an attack like Surf, which was good, and then it hits two things in a double battle, great, because it's good either or. But then Helping Hand is literally useless unless you're in a double battle, or triple battle, or quadruple battle, or whatever. So I don't know. The other thing is that little rock dog Pokemon now evolves into two different things depending day or night.
Depending on which version you get specifically.
Is it version specific or time specific?
I'm almost positive it's version specific. Because there's the midday form and the midnight form.
Yeah, but I think you can get midday or midnight in either game.
I'm pretty sure it's specific, but I could be wrong.
Who cares? One's an expanded dog, and the other is a werewolf.
A beautiful dog.
It looks like the same dog. They're both rock Pokemon, though. Either way.
Actually, did we talk about the Ultra Beast too? I think we never got that since that was a week ago.
Yeah, the Ultra Beast thing. Yeah, there was before there was the Ultra Beasts revealed. We had the Jellyfish Ultra Beast, but now there are two more Ultra Beasts, which again resemble characters from the story already.
And depends on which version you get.
Oh, which one does Moon get?
Moon gets beauty.
Oh, I want expansion.
And Sun gets absorption, although in Japan it's called expansion.
I wanted expansion.
You wouldn't have never had it regardless.
Yeah,
unless you're from Japan.
Oh well.
all you would have had is absorption, but you don't get it at all, I guess, if you go of Moon. It's interesting that they're even like doing that. I guess I understand having a exclusive Pokemon, because originally Red and Blue, the idea was that, oh, you get this one, I'll get that one, then we can trade. They'll make you buy the trade cable, and you have a reason to trade with friends and all that stuff. But to do that with Ultra Beasts, which I'm pretty sure you're not going to be able to catch unless you can. I don't know. I'm pretty sure not Pokemon, so I don't know. But it's weird that they're doing exclusive version Ultra Beasts.
Yes. Very curious.
Interesting.
Indeed. But we still don't even know what the extent to which Ultra Beasts are going to be playing in the game. We'll just never know.
I hope they're just like a near final boss, like not necessarily final boss, but like something you do before going to the Elite Four.
So like Super Rival, maybe.
Yeah.
It's like instead of like, oh, look at my team, look how big they got. Like, oh, look how big I got. I'm expanding every day. You just fight this giant,
absorbing,
roided up mosquito over and over again. Sounds pretty cool. It's a cool rival. You can't ignore its expansion. After all, and what Pikachu and Eevee got some more stupid Z shit. I mean, what? I don't know if I'm behind this. It just kind of seems dumb. Yeah, the whole Z ring thing. It's just like, oh, you get a giant move with cutscenes that last like a minute, literally 60 seconds if you time it. So it shows Pikachu like what, like I don't know, just charging up, and then he gives you a hug, and then you throw him in the air, and he becomes a giant ball of hatred and kills the other Pokemon. And then Eevee, like I don't know, jumps on your head. You do some dancing. It thinks of all of the possibilities that it could become. It's unlimited, limitless potential, like Goku. And then you just see like some eyes in the distance and the silhouettes form, and then it's all the Eevee evolutions. For some reason, they slowly instill upon the Eevee their powers, and then the Eevee just has a giant like beam of light shoot out of its face at the opposing Pokemon. But this takes a very long time, and it's so over the top and stupid. I don't know what to say about it other than I think it's kind of dumb.
I'm hoping that it just animates the first time you do it, or vice versa, or alternatively, it just doesn't animate when you're doing like a multiplayer battle. Like maybe it's just like, oh wow, this is the thing you got. Let me show you the first time, and then like maybe there's an option to turn off animations for that in the future. I would greatly appreciate that.
I don't know. It seems a little excessive, and I really don't see these Pokemon becoming viable competitively or probably even within the game itself.
Just a regular
moves.
Eevee?
Yeah, it's just an Eevee.
But it has all that extra special attack, defense, all that.
Oh yeah, that's okay. Wait, right. It didn't actually shoot a beam out of space. I'm sorry.
No, it shoots a beam into the Eevee, which gives it mega increased.
Yeah, right. So all of its stats go sharply increase or something, or maybe max out. But it's still an Eevee. It's stupid. It's dumb.
If you get the IVs and EVs, it could be stronger. No.
No. The thing is, there's Eviolite or whatever, which basically if it's not fully evolved.
Right.
Pokemon, it gets a giant stat boost to its. I think it's a special attack and defense, something like that. It might be special defense and defense. But the thing is, you have to hold the Z item in order to do this one move, and it's a stat boost, and it's got that long of an animation. It just seems really stupid. I don't like that at all. That kind of thing doesn't really add depth to the game for me. It's just something I kind of want to ignore more or less. I don't know. The Mega Evolutions were kind of cool because it would give them a new ability and sometimes a different lease on life. Some Pokemon became viable when they had the Mega Evolution. But this just gives them an attack. A very long attack.
They probably just didn't feel like making more forms for Pokemon. So this is like a cop-out.
Maybe. I don't know. Well, yet to be seen as far as me liking this feature or not.
It depends on what kind of options are involving it. Hopefully plenty of options that lets us skip the animations or something that just turns them off in multiplayer.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Hopefully there's plenty of options to select. And speaking of option selects, those aren't in Street Fighter V, but what is in Street Fighter V now?
A lot of things, actually. Street Fighter V got a huge update today, actually. It's now live. If you're listening to this, then you should be able to get in on the fun as Vice President of the Illuminati, Urian, straight out of Street Fighter 3, has made his appearance officially, for real, in the game now. There and forever now. So you can do all the headbutts and attack spheres and Aegis reflectors that you want. As well as, the last character story for Season 1. So I played through his little character story real quick, and if you had any questions about, I won't spoil who specifically, but some things that was like, why did this happen? I never really understood that. Those things get answered. So I really appreciate that they kind of come full circle with the last character. I like that.
Yeah, I'm going to learn up some Urine too. I don't think I'm going to play him, but I do want to learn what he does so I know how to combat it myself. Right. And he seems kind of fun to play with, at least. At least for trying to get the challenges. Because I was playing around with his little reflector, and it's pretty silly what it can do. So
yeah, you were saying something about like a 3/4 damage combo.
3/4. Oh yeah, yeah.
Something that can do 3/4 of the opponent's entire health bar. Well, yeah,
not yet at least, but yeah, he has a combo where he can take someone from full health to 3/4 health. It stuns in the middle, but it's pretty hopeless looking if you look at it. I don't think it's easy to do, but I don't know. We'll see how this character develops. It just seems that with the reflectors, it just seems that there's too much that Capcom could have overseen, overlooked rather, and there's probably some really broken potential in there.
Well, they've had a long time to balance them out. I mean, Jury came out late July, I want to say, or maybe early August, somewhere around there, and he's been in the game since early July with the cinematic story modes, just that he wasn't officially playable. So they've had a lot of time to balance him and make sure that he's all nice and tidy for competitive play. Especially since now that he's available, he is going to be a factor at the end of the esports year with the Capcom Cup coming in December. Just 3 months away. So I'm sure, I'm sure he could be strong, but perhaps not broken. But it remains to be seen. I say this about every DLC character. He looks really strong. I worry that his execution might be a little hard, so probably not a character for me. But I also worry about having to fight him because he seems like someone that will completely destroy my day. The Aegis reflectors, I don't play any characters that use projectiles. Actually, no, I do. I play Dawson. But the reflectors seems like they're going to be great for some crazy setups, kind of like Ibuki's bomb.
Yeah,
helps get some crazy setups.
Except the thing is, he seems to have viability even without it, and he has 2 overheads for one, and a lot of range on his normals. Some of them.
Oh yeah,
and
his medium kick goes far,
and he has really good projectiles because they have 2 different speeds going horizontal and one going diagonal vertical, which is a great anti-air as well. So,
and you can charge it to take multiple hits.
Yep, and charge it and stall it just to draw something out. So he seems like he's got a lot of potential. He might be really hard to deal with, so I'm gonna train hard with him to try to figure him out.
I know some people on Vidyashorts that are Third Strike diehards that are really excited for him to come out. So it'll be good to see what Urian can do with this new Street Fighter update. Also new to the Street Fighter update is daily missions.
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
I don't know if they're daily.
Are they out yet?
But I went and checked. There's an option for missions under challenges, but it said no data found.
Okay. Hopefully tomorrow or later today.
I saw a preview of what they were supposed to look like, and it kind of looks like just things such as, perform 20 blanks as Ryu, like Hadoukens as Ryu. But I think there might also be specific like targets to do, like
online matches and stuff.
Yeah,
do this many ranked matches. This character you don't know for shit and win. Like goodbye everything. I don't know. I think I'd skip that one.
Maybe, but for those who are fashionably sensitive, good news is that the colors that you had to work so hard for in survival mode are now purchasable. If you have a season pass and you got all the default colors 3 through 10, you still have to buy some of the like story mode costumes and such though with fight money. But that's no big deal. I appreciate that I can finally get all the colors with ease to make sure everyone's nice and fancy looking.
And all the defaults, I have all the colors now with the season pass, right?
You have all the default costumes, yes.
Cool.
All default costume colors 3 through 10. Those are yours. You still have to get 11 through 15, but that you just get those by leveling up your character and then just buying them in the store. They're not that expensive. Well, some of them aren't.
I haven't spent a single money yet.
And there is new KOs we found in most of the stages. I think the only ones that don't have a special KO, environmental KO thing, are the DLC stages, such as Guile's stage, Balrog stage, Kanzuki Beach, or Ring of Destiny. But if you remember the level in China, if you get knocked off onto the right side, you go onto a bus. Mm-hmm. Knocked through on the left side, you get into a noodle restaurant, and once more on the left side, you get a bowl of noodles on your head. It's funny. They added a whole bunch to every other level, except for the ones I mentioned earlier. All those other levels have environmental KOs now, so it is possible to knock a samurai helmet onto people's heads, a giant hot dog onto people's heads. I've seen one where someone is like slammed into an M. Bison hand that's like a statue of M. Bison, but then like psycho power attacks them or something like that. I've seen someone get launched out of a cannon. It's all kinds of like ridiculous shit. So I kind of like that they're adding these little things. I just hope that we don't see them too often because they're on every level now on both sides of the stage. So it might get a little silly. Might get a little comical.
Yeah, I don't mind. They definitely aren't in the way or anything.
Yeah,
they're just there for a few moments and.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have a giant hot dog on your head until you get hit.
Yeah, that's
a little distracting, but yeah.
I don't think so. If you get distracted by that, you just need to up your game.
It's true. And it's not like it's going to affect like the highest level of play because they're forcing everyone to play on Ring of Destiny in like top 8 of tournaments anymore.
That's true. So yeah, that's the only one
you won't see any hot dogs anyway. So I mean, I like that they're adding stuff still, and some people say the game is still broken in some regards. I don't really think so. Maybe the net code could be a little better, but I think it's fine.
Something they did to piss some people off today, though. Apparently, like that security thing they did to make sure you can't mess with the game is apparently like really offensive in some way or another. Maybe even insecure in some ways. And it's I was reading that some people that they had announced that a lot of people have to disable their antivirus because it's detecting Street Fighter V as a virus. Because of however they tried, whatever they did to bypass the editing of the .exe file, made it seem like a virus, which is not good. I don't know. I haven't had any problems myself like that, but for all I know, I'm every time I'm launching Street Fighter V, I'm introducing myself to a million hackers of the world or something like that. But
it is what it is. Also, I think it is a good time to mention an upcoming event here at Vidyashorts.com. Since we've been teasing it for a while, we just have been waiting for Urian to come out. The full roster for Season 1 of Street Fighter V. And now that has come to fruition, I can now proudly announce our first Street Fighter V tournament here at Vidyashorts.com. I can tell you that we have a date, and it is November 5th. So mark it down on your calendars, all Street Fighter friends. So, at the top, I mentioned Twitter questions and answers, and I believe now is the time for that. So if you have a question, please shoot it on over at the link I posted in chat. Let's do some Twitter questions and answers. Our first question comes from Brendan Graber at Ragafraga. Says, how do you feel about the monetization of meme think tanks to profit business and politics?
All right, we're going to have to break this down because I don't know what I'm reading right now. So, how do you feel, the emotion towards monetization, the ability to procure monies from think tanks, which I imagine are groups of people who come together and brainstorm on things about memes to gain money for businesses and politics. So somehow, some way, there are people out there who are profiting from being put into a small room with other people, like-minded individuals, to create or expand on memes. And these people and their actions somehow profit businesses and politics. So you're saying that you can literally be employed to... Am I getting this right? So he's saying that that people can actually, like whenever you're a kid, I want to work for video games. Now you can work for memes. Is this something like? So basically, he's asking me about something I'm not really familiar with yet. I didn't even know this happened.
Okay.
And now he wants my opinion on it. So I'm kind of like upside down right now. So is this really a thing?
Let me help you out here.
Okay, thank you.
Remember the former owner of Oculus?
Yes.
The man sold his company to Facebook for $2 billion in 2014. Well, what he's been doing lately is, in the word of this article, secretly funding Trump's meme machine. So he's a part of a group called Nimble America that is making memes about Hillary Clinton. Nimble America says it's dedicated to proving that, quote, shit posting is powerful and meme magic is real, according to the company's introductory statement. Okay. So really, all they're doing is make political propaganda and then calling it memes now. That's what they're doing. Well, I mean,
in
the way that memes are.
They're trying to relate to our stupid culture, if you can call it that.
Not my culture.
Well,
but yes.
Ours, as in the current generation.
Millennials.
I don't know what you call them. Okay. I think I see. So basically, it's just basically propaganda stuff. Well, yeah, I don't know if you want to call it propaganda. That sounds like, oh my god.
No, it's propaganda.
Yeah, it is. It's the same thing. Or slander, political slander. It's the same thing. It's like those little comics and stuff, and then those stupid ass comics that couldn't convey an idea, so they had to literally write this shit on shirts. You know what I used to talking about, like those comics with political agendas in them, and everything had to be labeled. It couldn't be just elegant.
I mean, people forget that whole keep calm and carry on thing that has exploded in the past few years. That used to be literal propaganda, literally propaganda used in wartime, and it turned into some stupid meme recently, or whatever.
No, I mean,
I say recently, I mean last 4 years.
If you want to use the word meme, okay, it is the same thing back then. I mean, there's there's plenty of things just like it, where people would make it very simple and perhaps viral, like idea or drawing or comic or something or something like that, and it would kind of spread around pretty quickly. With the internet, it's even faster. It's the same thing. Nothing special about these things.
Well,
you can call them what you want.
Let's get back to the heart of the matter. How do you feel about it?
I think I didn't actually explicitly say anything, but I don't like it. I mean, as a parent, I think it gets me a little worked up, but it doesn't particularly affect me in particular because I am of the mindset that politics are out of my hands, more or less. I mean, they are.
I mean, you're going to vote in November, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, right.
Although I don't like the idea of someone using their billions of dollars to generate some dumb, like, literally the word meme machine.
The real problem is that if this actually like has some significant or any effect actually on who ends up controlling the outcome of our country to even I don't know.
People are dumb. They'll just go with whatever annoying. The funny meme is.
I know. No, I mean, the thing is, voting is largely in the hand of retards. I mean, not retards, okay, but not really smart.
A lot of people don't do the research, and they just
particularly unsmart. Not particularly unsmart, but I guess the average voter is not going to really be someone who critically thinks about who they are voting for or why they're voting, or if they should be voting. I mean, I don't know. A lot of people vote and then aren't doing it with enough, thought put into it, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure most people don't know any of the policies or things that these candidates stand for. I don't want to get into a huge political discussion.
Just all emotions and
I can see, people that just mindlessly browse Reddit and 4chan and stuff like that, and they see, haha, Hillary too big for jail. I agree. Vote Trump. I could see that happening.
What does that mean?
That she's fat, I guess. I don't know. Got him.
She's doing illegal things, getting away with it because she's politically and she's got a lot of clout or whatever. I don't think this is. I'm really turned off by this election.
Hashtag dump Trump.
I don't even like politics.
Yeah. Vote Hillary. I like it. Whatever, I think
this presidential election is going to mark the end of the world. In the back of my mind, I don't have like a whole lot of like insight on this. It just gives me that feeling when I'm just looking at it, and the campaigns and the people that are the generation. We gotta stop talking about this. Yeah. What's the next question?
Next question.
I can't.
All right, here we go. Kexmex at Kexmex asks, do you guys like video games as much as I do? I do. I mean, actually...
You don't know that. You don't know how much I like it. You really have to know. How much
I'm going to base this off his very first tweet before he made this. It's a retweet of Hatsune Miku saying kick the bucket at your own pace.
How do you quantify game liking? We really don't have any good measurements, but we can assume that if we look at their Steam profile, see how many games they play or how many hours they have in certain games.
You have them on Steam?
Kexmex?
Yes.
Let me take a look.
I think I might.
What's his name? Does he go by Kexmex?
Pretty sure. You can just Google it. Just hunt him down.
You're gonna have to
do some investigative journalism. All right. Well, yeah. I'll do that. Why don't we go on to the next question?
All righty. So, Taterone inquires. Oops, lost it. There it is. Do you ever feel like your life is spent just waiting for the next horrible thing to happen to you? And sometimes. Sometimes things get hard, and you're anticipating bad things because a lot of bad things have been happening. But then sometimes there's a calm, and the storm wavers, and you have clear skies for a while, and then you're just kind of waiting for nothing. You're just living life, Life goes on, and eventually the bad things become less frequent, and then they're just kind of bumps in the road to happiness, you know? So, you know, if it's hard sometimes, but life goes on.
All right, so he has 390 games. His most recently played game was Street Fighter 4, which I can understand maybe, you know, while Street Fighter 5 was offline, wanted to play something else. Let me see his playtime. He's got 466 hours on Elder Scrolls Skyrim, 224 hours on Dark Souls, 146 hours on Dark Souls 2. Let me scroll down. There's a bunch of like Dark Souls-like games. He's got 62 hours on Dragon Ball Xenoverse and 129 hours on Terraria. So he likes games, just edgier games.
Okay, so what do you got on him?
What, my Steam records?
Yeah. Well, why don't I read that off? Let me see if I can look at
No, don't. Stay out.
I'm in it. It's too late.
No, don't look at my Sonic wallpaper.
Oh, 245. There it is. 245 games.
Yeah.
Not bad. Still less than him, though.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you play fewer games. You just have...
He's got more hours on more games. But I like games more than he does. This is my decree.
Based on the games he plays, basically. Because they're not real games. They're just fake games.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm trying to. I don't know how you can say you like games more than him if he plays more hours.
Plays Dark Souls.
I mean, maybe you think there's like a diminishing returns, or even like diminished, like it just diminishes at the end. Like after you play so much games, if he's playing that many games, he must start hating it, and then he just has anti-like for games at that kind of past that threshold. So clearly, you haven't hit that point. So you're kind of at like the hump, maybe like the peak of liking games. So he, on the spectrum of liking, he's a little lower right now.
Sure,
it's possible.
Okay. What was the questions I missed?
Nothing much. Grossly Slayer had a comment I skipped over.
Oh, no, I'll read it.
I chose one of his two comments.
I like them both. I want to answer both.
Okay.
I don't care if you think it's memes.
Whatever.
Grossly Slayer
drink some water.
Asks, who's your favorite JoJo? And this doesn't apply to you anyway because you don't watch that anime. But I've been watching the anime. I think it's very good. I have not read the manga. That's not me, man. But I have to say that I think I like Jean-Pierre Polnareff a lot. Jotaro and Joseph are good seconds. Jotaro gets really good in part 4, so you'll like that if you haven't seen part 4 yet, boys and girls. And the other question Grossly Slayer asked was, do you think you'll ever play a grappler again? I still play Zangief a little bit in Street Fighter 5, but I just want to think more these days than I used to of T-Hawk, because I kind of had to rely on T-Hawk in order to win, but I don't feel like I have to do that anymore. I feel like I've grown as a player. And while I will always remember respect the land as T-Hawk, I think that I am going to move on from grapplers as a whole. I'll still have a little grappler in me, but I'm a Balrog man for now. Also got, I think, 2 more questions at Waffle Tower.
Why do you think it's taking them so long to announce the NX? Thoughts on we don't want to be copied. I don't know what that means.
I believe he's implying that Nintendo has said they don't want to be copied, and that's why they're withholding the public release of the NX.
Maybe they're waiting for the newer versions of the PS4 and the Xbox to come out finally, and then those will be out of resources, and then the NX will come out. This is like a really long-term strategy because they know that the PS4 and the Xbox have very long console cycles. They'll have revisions, but they won't actually have a new console for a while. So Nintendo works on these like half generations where their consoles don't really, last out there that long, and then they update it completely new. Like there wasn't even a new Wii U version. Like, it's just a Wii U the whole time. It came out with the black one and the white one, different hard drive space. That's it.
It's not like them.
They didn't revise the console. They came out with a new console, and it's going to come out
next year.
March.
Yep.
It's very soon.
But I have heard.
I can understand why they. Yeah. Oh, no,
I've heard rumors of like Ubisoft saying that they're very impressed and pleased with what they're seeing. Nothing like it's been done. Pokemon Company has said that. Oh, I'm sorry, Game Freak. Game Freak said that there'll be Pokemon games on the NX. So I'm hoping that if it is the portable like console that people have been rumoring it to be, I hope it's an actual Pokemon game and not just Pikachu's Slumber Party. Like, I'd like a real Pokemon game on console. I guess XD was a real Pokemon game on console, but not really. Back on GameCube. But, I guess they're just biding their time, and it doesn't really make a difference to me because it's not coming out until March anyway, so take as long as you need. Nintendo, reveal it when you're ready. Doesn't make a difference.
Exactly right. We got a late comment in here from Jimmy.
Yes.
He says, real question.
Ooh.
So that's a good sign. What are your favorite games you've played this year? This will have to be your last one.
Ooh.
It's running out of time.
Yeah.
Don't gotta be 2016. I think that by that he means it doesn't have to be a 2016 game. It's just like, what's your favorite game that you've played this year?
Favorite game I've played this year? Well, I think
365 days ago, because Mario Maker was
you played it this year.
Pretty close. Oh yeah, I still played it though. Yeah, but it's also 2015 game. Yeah, but it's a good game. Still like it.
Yeah,
I haven't played it much lately.
Yeah, Mario Maker is definitely up there. I had a lot of fun playing Enter the Gungeon. I actually finally beat that game. Not completed, just beat it. The final boss, which eluded me for so long, but I finally did it. And even though I just got done playing it, Rhythm Heaven Megamix was such a good experience. Trying to think of what I played this year. It might have to be Uncharted 4. That game was really good. I played it a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, you know what? Shit, nuts to all of that. Tearaway. Tearaway was my favorite game I played this year. Very fun PS4 game. I highly recommend it. And it was really a lot of fun to stream because we did a lot of really weird things in it. Highly recommend that game. Tearaway is my favorite game I played this year. Well, I guess you said favorite games, so...
Yeah, you can just lump them all. Mario Maker, Tearaway, whatever. Street Fighter 5. I played a lot of that already this year. You might have noticed. I'm still trying to get to that point where I feel good at the game, but it's fun learning. It's getting to that point where it's at least I'm learning. That's a good thing. It's only taken 1,000 hours, whatever.
Would you put Ecclesia your list?
Yeah. I put a lot of it was one of those games that kind of sucked me back in again. You know, I was playing it on the plane ride, and then I started from scratch, and then I played it all the way through, and it was just kind of engrossed by it. I was playing it for a long time. I like games that do that to me, make me, forget about other things and just really want to play the game. A single player game doing that is kind of rare nowadays, Something that doesn't require you to play or compete with other people, just play to play, and it's a refreshing thing to have happen sometimes. Hopefully we'll be seeing more of those kind of games. I'm really looking forward to Zelda being a game like that for me. Breath of the Wild. So that's a big deal for me, that game. I'm definitely going to be playing a lot of that. So that'll be my 2017 game, I imagine. But we'll see. But anyway, I think that wraps it up for tonight's BuzzCast. So thanks for tuning in. It was a blast, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Until next time, keep it locked on Vidyashorts.com.